Hello, welcome to the Daily Political Tarot Readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate it. I am here 365 days of the year. I'm so glad I am not here alone. I'm so glad you're here. I show up anyway. But anyway, I take your 12 questions at 12 o'clock, and the questions are all down in the description box now. And you can follow along if you want to. If you're watching this on replay, hello. I timestamp things as I go along, so you can just go down the description box. You can just follow the timestamps, and you just pick what you want, and get in, get out, and hopefully that makes things a little easier for you. So every day you have lots of options here, and you can pick and choose. It's like if you watch it on replay, it's like a tarot buffet every day. But for people who are here, we joke and laugh, and people are so kind to each other and supportive, and it's wonderful. Thank you, Scotia, sweetie. Thank you. I was going to save this. I was actually going to save this for November, this sweater, but I was going to do this live stream, and then I was going to be on Lori's channel at 3 o'clock Central Time, because hello from Chicago, but she's not feeling well. And I really hope you feel better, Lori, very, very soon. So in theory, we may have rescheduled for tomorrow afternoon after this live stream, but we'll see. We'll see. I just want her to be okay, because if there's a sweeter person on the face of this earth than Lori, I've never met them. You know, I think it's pretty much Lori and Sheila. Lori from the Way of Positive Change and Celtic Tarot Sheila. They really are in this, just trying to outdo each other and how sweet they are, how good people they are. So anyway, 10% of all income that comes into the channel goes to feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That's an ongoing thing. And yeah, so in the chat, anything in all caps is how you talk to me. And other than that, please just type normally when you're talking to others. So that way I know what I need to interact with, or and then what to stay out of, because people have whole conversations, sometimes really interesting. It's like, what? Ooh, can we talk about that? Because let me tell you, I don't know how much we want to talk about today's topics. Today is going to be one of those days where I'm going to have to practice a lot of deep breathing, because I am going to be so annoyed. And I am so annoyed. Hang on, what are you doing? Quit that. Sorry. Is that helping at all? There, that's a little bit better, because it's so dark out. This is with lights on. Wow. And it's at the exposure's at the regular thing. So yeah, it's weird lighting day. Gotta get myself situated here. It'll have to do. All right. Yes, Pamela. Okay, everybody brace yourself for deep breathing classes. Breathe, okay. And out. Okay, we're going to be doing this a lot today. It's going to be a day of deep breathing exercises, because some of the things we're reading on today are so infuriating. And out. Okay. And I'm just going to use Old Faithful today for the deck. So I'm going to start with something particularly infuriating that I found out about last night on Joy Reid's show on MSNBC. Okay, and I want to know if this is true, if it actually happened. And then I want to know if they're going to run this person over the coals, metaphorically, to change this person's mind, if it's true. So, at 4:30, starting 4 minutes, 30 seconds in, staying calm, did Attorney General Merrick Garland really say, And does he believe that he doesn't want to go hard after the insurrectionists because it might radicalize them? Did Merrick Garland really say that he does not want to go hard after the insurrectionists because it might radicalize them? Meanwhile, African Americans have been jailed for vast amounts of time for nonviolent offenses. And the idea that anyone should go easy on people, on anyone who stormed the Capitol building in the US calling for the deaths of leaders inside of it. So did you actually say this? Maybe he didn't say it. Maybe it's been misreported. Maybe seriously, maybe it's not true. I'm willing to give the man the benefit of the doubt. I'm serious. I'm willing. Please prove me wrong. Did Merrick Garland, did he say that? Is that what he actually believes? Is he going easy on the insurrectionists? Well, I'm getting, it's like the man standing there and he's suddenly going, hang on a second, my nose is running. 1 second. Maybe he didn't say it. Is that what you said? I picked this up and it was upside down. This is a very misguided, feels like it belongs upside down. This is a very misguided idea of what the world should be. Okay, but did he actually say this and mean it? Legal decisions. Fruits of labor. Yep, we did it. We took selfies. We took video selfies. We put them on social media. Knight of Wands. Those are the insurrectionists. On the defensive. Queen of Pentacles. There's no justice here. There's no justice here. There's a slap on the wrist. Diana says, we've been watching lawlessness for 5 years, but Garland has only been AG for 5 months. Really? I thought he came in when just after Joe Biden did. Okay, so let me just double check. Kelpie's saying there's too much evidence to ignore. Mandy's saying they have shown us who they are. What more does he need? March. He was confirmed in March 2021. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you guys helping me. And I certainly don't want to be unfair. I really don't. Okay, that's America. Could be America watching, but that's America waiting. All right, carry the information in. Oh, we'll get to this. Is he saving the worst of the worst for the people at the top? Well, that's irrelevant. When, according to that 7-minute video, our house, Richard Engel, and he hasn't released the whole thing, but he has released the first 7 minutes of it, and it takes you step by step through the day of the insurrection, and they had these computer models of here's where the rally with Trump is, and then right up the street, here's the Capitol building, here are the 6 levels. You have to go up steps to work your way up to the building, because the building's sitting 50 feet higher than the street. When the protesters came up to that first barrier in front of the Capitol building, it barely looked, it didn't even look like there was hardly, there was nobody protecting it. But anyway, a few people jumped that barrier, which wasn't that big. They started walking around, but everybody else held back. It was just a couple of people. But the reason the others waited was, and they were like, oh, don't do that, because they were literally waiting for the people who were standing on who had jumped onto the grass. They were waiting for them to be shot. That's what people expected. Like if you get on the grounds of the White House, you're not nice things are going to happen to you. And nothing happened. And so they said, haha, let's go do this. And they went up that first thing. And they went up to the first, and then there were these little bike racks. They look like bike racks, those little low metal racks. And from the video, they counted 20 police for hundreds of people coming up. And that barrier lasted 65 seconds. And then they went up to the next one. Step by step. This wasn't oh, we're here. No, this is a decision, and then another decision, and then another decision, and then another decision, and then another decision, and then breaking windows. And a lot of those windows are reinforced, but some of them aren't, apparently. Apparently there was some inside knowledge of possibly there was some inside knowledge of which windows were really reinforced and which weren't. Those are the insurrectionists. Hermit. True, we don't know what he's actually doing. Page of Swords. Ace of Cups. Okay. This right here, this leads us to our next question. The Democrats. At 15. Let's say that. Let's say at 15. Deep breath in. 2, 3, 4. Deep breath out. 2, 3. In 4, hold 4, out 8. In 4. Hold 4. Out for 8. Okay. AG Merrick Garland is scheduled to appear at the House Judiciary Committee on Oversight of the Justice Department on October 21st at 10 a.m. So that is next Thursday. Okay. His first appearance before the committee may turn contentious. Panel Democrats have urged Garland to do more to combat Texas's restrictive laws. They are also likely to press Garland on voting rights, gun violence, immigration, and the January 6th attack on the Capitol. The GOP will the panel's Republicans are likely to dig in on a host of hot-button issues, including vaccination mandates, DOJ efforts on threats towards school boards, crime in major cities, and the continued fallout from the department's Russia probe. So, there are going to be a lot of topics that are brought up, but when on next Thursday, October 21st, Merrick Garland is going to have to sit in front of the House Judiciary Committee. Are they going to confront him with this quote? With this whether or not he's going to, whether he is giving lighter sentences to insurrectionists. And I realize that the system can only take so much, and so you don't want to clog it up too much. So you let the people who've done the least get the lightest sentences in theory. But why? If it takes longer, it takes longer. If it takes years, it takes years. I'm imagining there's a statute of limitations that's several years from now. So why not throw ye old book, the whole book? And as soon as there were people who broke windows in the Capitol and climbed through when they first entered the building, I'm not a proponent of violence, but that's self-defense. They're chanting for lawmakers to be killed. The Capitol Police should have had their guns out and should have started at least firing over the crowd. Linda McMurtry, I'm so sorry. Linda McMurtry is saying, let out the incarcerated blacks, put in the insurrectionists. Yeah. Taylor says put sentencing off until, the system starts to clear. Taylor says they couldn't, Autumn. They couldn't. What, Taylor? I do want to understand. I don't think like, oh, I know everything. I don't. I spend my entire life trying to gain information, and what I still need to learn is nearly infinite. So Catherine says, I think Garland had to clean house at the beginning of his appointment. Okay. Memories of echoes. They were white. Yeah. It would have created more martyrs, says Holly. No, it wouldn't. I'm Holly, you know I adore you. This is not aimed at you. I'm angry at them. I'm angry at the situation. I'm angry at the people who broke into the Capitol. That is self-defense. They were calling for the deaths of the people inside. They broke into a secure building. That's self-defense. And the police are there to protect. You want to stop a mob who aren't going to stop? You start doing some damage. It's self-defense. They would be doing their jobs. I understand Holly. MAGAs would twist it to suit their purposes. So if they storm if people storm the White House to kill President Biden, the police shouldn't shoot them? Anyway, and I'm not saying it's their fault. I'm not saying it's anything bad on law enforcement's part. Not at all. But January 20th, Merrick Garland. 21st. October 21st at 10 a.m. That's what I meant. What's it gonna? Oh, the Republicans are sharpening their knives. They are sharpening their knives. Their talk of Merrick Garland coming to, they're going to try to use this as a distraction. They are going to expect the usual ridiculous stuff from the Republicans. So okay. Queen of Wands, High Priestess, Two of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, Magician. The Republicans are going to somehow manage to land some blows, but he will stand up for himself. Excuse me, he will stand up for himself. But they're on the right. They're coordinating. There's a lot of thought going into what to say to him on October 21st. And this energy, this is all Republicans. And Republicans going after him and him having to stand up for himself. There's no Democratic energy here. I'll pull some more cards on this. Is anything here going to change his mind to go more forcefully? Will this having come out about him? Will this change his mind? Garland. Floating Lotus. Yeah, that's a good idea. Government, all right, going in front of the committee, being part of the DOJ, trying to overthrow the government, institution, DOJ is an institution, on and on and on. Okay. Oh, we'll get to the refuse. Not these going to be replaced. We'll get to that in a minute. Page of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Oh, there was so much love. There was so much love. Oh, and did you see the video of there was a meeting of MAGA people somewhere, and they brought a flag they said was actually there that day at the peaceful insurrection. Let's all now pledge allegiance to this flag. So they did. I keep quoting the movie Clue. Flames coming out of the sides of my head. That's where I am right now. 10 of Cups, Queen of Swords. Okay. Little slap on the wrist. But okay, he will. All right, he will be redeeming himself a little bit, and ultimately, I think we will be more pleased with the situation. But so I need to open this window. I need some air. So how do I get to this window? I'm afraid I'm going to have to disturb the kid. No, I can't disturb the kitty. It's the only window I can open. I'm sorry about this, guys. Hang on a second. Oh, sure, now you start acting up. Okay, what was that? Oof, sorry. Okay, let's pull over the chair. Let's just do that. Maybe sitting will help. Hello, kitten. All right. Now we are completely at the lighting vagaries. We are the lighting mercies of just the sky. What was that? Hang on. Michael says, I want to open a window and jump. Cat Shepherd says, I seriously think if the cops had fired on the mob, we'd be 10 months into a civil war by now. Let's answer some of these questions. Let me go grab some of these. These are important. Colleen's saying, please make yourself as comfortable as possible with all this junk. Oh, yeah. Today was going to be a day. All right, hang on. Where? All right, there's Floating Lotus's question. Make sure I grab that. And I've got time today. I can, don't think I'm not going to, it's like all the other questions are going to disappear. No. Oh, nay. So there's Floating Lotus. Then Sandy's question, will Biden replace him soon? Okay, there's that. And Diana says, AG Garland should just not show up. Then the human air horn can complain about it. Is Jamie Jim Jordan on that committee? I honestly don't know. Okay. Michelle says Hitler had a flag made for his failed coup also. Good point. Hang on. Cat Shepherd is saying chocolate makes everything better. Oh, I'm definitely going to need that. So where was about this Civil War to? Oh, I need that question. Wait, where is it? I can't find it. I can't find it. Well, I'll just put in Cat Shepherd's question. It's right there. Okay, got it. All right. Okie dokie. I'll put that there. I'll put this here. Okie dokie. Hands are sweating. Little bit upset. Where's my fan? I'm just gonna get myself situated here because this is infuriating. And reason number 87 I don't do personal readings is because if someone comes to me and they've been in an abusive relationship, like really abusive, and it's like, is this person going to get justice? And it says no. Yeah, I'm not going to sleep that night very well because I'm going to be really unhappy. Oh boy. Edelweiss. Okay. Here we go. Jordan's on Judiciary. Michael saying Jordan on Judiciary is like Epstein as headmaster at a girls' school. God help us. Yeah. Jordan is on the Judiciary as in 2020. $32.30. All right, $32.30. What are Dems planning for the hearing? Floating Lotus asked. What are Democrats planning for the hearing? Honestly, says shake it off. Shake it off. Democrats. Merrick Garland is coming before you on October 21st. Oh, Autumn, Pamela's saying I will never be able to hear the song Edelweiss without thinking of the opening of The Man in the High Castle. I couldn't watch this show. It's hard on my stomach and not. Oh. Katie is asking, wait, does the black flag have a pentagram? Are you talking about on the tarot deck? The death card? Anyway. So at all right, well, 34 minutes in. Floating Lotus. Oh, you liked the cover image today. Thank you. That's a nice thing to think about too. All right. Democrats, do you have a plan? Or are you just going to say, oh, he's Biden's AG, so we'll just go nice, just be all nicey nice? Somebody's voluntarily hemmed in by their job. Let's see who that is. Teresa's saying bats are very cute. Oh, some of them are absolutely flying puppies. Empress. Too many of them are disease-carrying flying puppies, but flying puppies nonetheless. Empress. Yes, this was about an American insurrection. Knight of Pentacles, as the Republicans are going to go hard after Merrick Garland. There's Hierophant, the institution. Well, I think the Democrats are going to make some points he's actually going to listen to, is what it feels like. He's actually, yes, he's going to have to fight the stupid Republicans, but I think he's going to walk away thinking about some of the things the Democrats say. Like really, it feels like really taking it on board. Catherine, little flying foxes. Yes, Deborah, those flying pups eat mosquitoes. Yes. Oh, I can't stay today. Going to go back to the hospital. Linda, I hope I hope things work out. I hope your health gets better. I really do. Sending really positive energy your way. All right. I can say this for Garland. He's not my favorite person right now. Hasn't been for quite a while, but he is capable of learning. At least he's not completely stuck in his head. He's one of the people, and I like that in a person. I like people who, no matter how much knowledge they have, no matter how much experience they have an attitude of, I've got so much more to learn. Because that's kind of how I live my life. And that's how I'm better able to be in the world and handle changing times and adapting and growing. Yes, I listen to music from the late 70s and the 80s that I heard when I was growing up. But I also listen to current stuff, and I listen to, and that's just an example. And I listen to classical music, and I listen to foreign music, and I listen to, on and on. And that's just one area. So I'm always trying to learn, and I think he is too. I like that. I will give him that. That is a quality I greatly admire. That kind of open-mindedness I need to learn. There are other perspectives. I need to look at them. But I'm not going to disagree with GM Dave right now. All right, so Sandy was asking at 38:15. 38:15. Will Biden replace him soon? Okay. I've got a temperance card right there. Let's see. Hey, Uncle Joe. Are you going to replace the AG? I know you don't want to, but that's not the point. Poor Uncle Joe. He really has been getting a rude awakening. He's like, good grief, I thought it was bad with being, vice president to the first African-American president. This is a whole other thing. Oops, card fell out. Disappointment. Glenn. I've got Kevin chanting in the chat. Glenn. All right. When are you going to replace Merrick Garland? Soon. Higher wisdom. He's all about the higher wisdom. Try to be the adult in the room. I'm glad if you're really the adult in the room, then you don't let the people break into the house. literally break into the house. I like that. Katie Arbuckle saying, Joe's thinking, I didn't think the malarkey was this deep. 3 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands, Queen of Wands, 4 of Wands, 6 of Swords. Some of the MAGA people are going either enough of them or enough of the ones of high enough stature are going to see the inside of a jail cell. Even some of the planners. I'm getting the feeling we will be happier with him relatively soon, but that's what we want. We're not saying it has to be instant. We're not saying it has to happen tomorrow. What we are saying is when we do see what people are charged with, when we do see the arguments, they need to set an example so this does not happen again. And that's our fear. I think that's what we're really afraid of. Is this happening again? Because unless you make it clear, like those people who wouldn't get on the grass, the insurrectionists the ones who jumped the fence and everyone else held back because they're like, don't do that, you're going to be shot. Consequences. It's a secure building. Accountability, please, Sandra. Yes. Queen of Cups. All right, Biden's administration. Yeah, the corruption. Institution. Yeah, and they have had to clean some people out. So we are at 43. Let's have a quick look at Glenn. Glenn Kirschner. Are you going to become the Attorney General of the United States? Yes, 3 majors, Belle. Glenn Kirschner. His energy is less frustrating. Hey, Glenn, how's it going? Congratulations on the channel. Are you going to become Attorney General? Doesn't feel like it. Michael Grant says Kirshner is not qualified for that command. Ace of Cups. Well, he definitely gets our emotions going. CC Ryder, I'm with you. Knight of Wands. 2 of Cups. 4 of Swords. Ace of Wands, King of Swords. Well, this is a big no. He's got something in his future here. Deb is saying, I didn't enjoy absorbing his aura over FaceTime. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but that's interesting. Frida Smith says, was the bald toilet guy qualified? No, he wasn't. Glenn Kirschner's new Attorney General, Glenn Kirschner. Because justice matters. Electra says it's easy to say that because Glenn has no constraints. If he was in there, he would be tied down too. Oh, absolutely. He would have to, it'd have to be very quiet. Linda says Glenn Kirschner did work in the AG department. Page of Pentacles. They'd block his, Republicans would block his nomination. Do everything they could to block his nomination because they know what he would fight for. He would bring the fight to the institution. Oh, I wish they would. Oh, I wish they would. I know it's a pipe dream to sometimes think, you're going to get into this office and you're suddenly going to revolutionize things. But it surely feels like you would. So will you? Because you do. It feels like you'd do one heck of a job if your nomination could go through. Queen of Cups, Magician, Strength, Star. If it is, it's not anytime soon. Kevin says they couldn't block a special prosecutor like Star. Just an idea. There may be a point here where there's some real talk. There's some real hope. Him standing up. Strength and hope. Either in the Biden administration or the Kamala Harris administration. Electra Storm is saying government is slow. It doesn't work like the outside world. We thought Garland would be like Glenn, and then exactly. No, I understand that. It's once you get in there, it's not the same. And he'd have to be quiet. So, wow, there's no happy medium with the lighting. There's that or there's that. That's kind of crazy. Let's see if this helps any. No, not really. Wow. 0 on the happy medium. All right, let's try it this way. No idea. Just trying. I want to have features on my face. And like I said, I am a slave of the sky here at the moment for lighting. All right. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you. Teresa, whatever's easiest for you. Thank you. Okie dokie. Dave says that Garland's another Catholic controlled by the Pope. Dave? Catholics are not inherently controlled by the Pope. My whole family's Catholic. It's not a given. And Ath is saying, I think Garland is Jewish. Okay, could somebody go ask, wiki, do give us the information. Or just, oh, great Google, we beseech thee for information. I've got to figure out what the dance is to get information from Wikipedia. But could somebody look that up, please? I'm curious. Sandra says, I'm drawing basil. The house smells so good. Oh, wow. Katie Arbuckle's asking, Dave, are you feeling okay? If only is saying Garland was raised in conservative Judaism. Oh, there we go. Garland is Jewish. Thank you. Thank you, guys. And Catholics are not inherently listener. They don't inherently listen to everything the Pope says. Well, not in America anyway. Maybe other places, but yeah, I was raised Catholic. I'm not anymore. Haven't been since I was 16. 51. Okay, since we're already dealing with let's get some more of these really infuriating questions out of the way, if that's all right. $51.30. Texas. Heard something new last night. Actually, my best friend Sarah. If you're ever at the Book Art Media channel, Creative Sprints, Sarah, that's we've been best friends for like a decade. I talk to her every day. Usually about business and organization, but we're also friends, so we're best friends. So anyway, she was telling me Texas children in the Southlake school district are being forced, thank you, Pamela, are being forced to this idea of the other side. You can't just read about one side. So they have to read Mein Kampf in order to read Diary of Anne Frank. What's German for really? Seek help. Seek help. Sandra says, I heard that. It's insane. Yeah. Michael says, Mein Kampf. If the kids read it in German, kudos. Dummkopf. Dummkopf. Thank you, guys. Okay. I was curious one day, so I actually went and looked. So if anybody doesn't know this, thank you, Marby. Thank you. It's like hazard pay today. I appreciate it. Mein Kampf, I was curious. The book Mein Kampf. Who's getting the royalties off of that? Turns out, Adolf, he didn't have any children, but he has nephews. There were two of them, I think, and I think one of them still alive. They might both still be alive, but I think one of them might be still alive. They both, it isn't even like agreed to. They both decided, number one, neither of them would have children, so that the family line of the Hitlers would die out. 2, they inherited the the rights of the royalties to Mein Kampf. They donate all of the proceeds go to charity, especially Jewish charities. All of the royalties from Mein Kampf. So if you're ever thinking about reading it to try to understand how a sick mind works, if you want to study, if you want it for study, you don't have to feel guilty about buying a copy. You can probably, I'm sure you can find ones at the library or whatever, but you never have to worry about supporting something like that if you buy a copy. And so I want you to know that. MSN is CC Writers sharing with us that MSN is reporting there are not two sides. Southlake teachers reportedly told to offer opposing viewpoint of Holocaust. But this is crazy town, because putting it on the same level as Diary of Anne Frank. Floating Lotus says someone should tell the MAGAs about those royalties. GM Dave says it wasn't the family of Hitler at fault. It was the evil of fascist thought. Oh, Sheila R. is asking for prayers. My mom passed away October 1st. I'm so sorry. Prayers. Comfort for you. Comfort for your mother. Your family. Healing. Bright, beautiful, divine energy. Just filling all of your spirits. That's true, Michael. The Germans were mad and wanted to take it out on somebody else after losing World War I. Yeah. Oh, Electra, we're going to be reading about Abbott here. Yeah. In fact, I've got some information about Abbott here. Man, I'm so sorry. Okay, 58 in a bit. Okay, so are children really going to have to read Mein Kampf? Have you ever read it? I actually haven't read it. I honestly haven't. I don't know if I need that kind of grief in my life, because I would just be pulling my hair out the whole time. Somebody wants to, I admit, there are certain buttons you can push in me, and I just go, poof. Fascism is one of them. No. 9. No. So we're going to be teaching school children from Mein Kampf. My struggle. Flames coming out the sides of my head. Strength. Quite the beast. Boy, the teachers would have to be so careful in how they couch all of this. Empress. Oh, don't teach Harry Potter. But Mein Kampf is okay? Really? Knight of Swords. I told you, today is a day of tomorrow we're gonna watch kitten and puppy videos. I swear, we're just this is so upsetting. Hope showing what's good, showing what needs to be left to just disappear into the earth. What, I hope they do it in order. I hope it's like, okay, we're going to read Mein Kampf and then we're going to read Diary of Anne Frank. So all of these ideas, you're going to see how awful it was. That's what it feels like. But there might be some legal, there might be some legal stuff, injunctions or something where, yeah, you want to get mad at school boards and you want to bring court cases about what can and can't be taught in school. Yeah. Yeah. But they'll show what the struggle, his struggle, what it led to, if this goes through. Kevin says, right, could backfire splendidly. Let's hope. Let's hope that if this goes through, that it does. CC Ryder saying the superintendent issued an apology. Quote, we recognize there are not two sides of the Holocaust. As we work through implementation of HB 3979, we understand it does not require opposing a viewpoint on historical facts. Well, if Hitler wrote Mein Kampf when he was in prison, when he was jailed. So I hate even stringing these two words together. Final solution was not, that was years off. But still. Diana says, make them read Marx. They will learn that religion is the opiate of the people. Oh, wait. Holly and France, blah, blah, blah. She only said that because she was recorded. The audio was released. Who are we talking about? Oh, have you guys been watching Ari Melber? I think it was last night. Was it last night? Was explaining how replacement theory is now exactly what they are pushing on Fox News. It's literally the exact same things that were used to justify Hitler's rise to power. The Texas school curriculum woman? Oh, okay. Yeah. Eugenics. Another word that makes me want to hurl. Wow. Okay, so at 1:04, we need to talk about Abbott because I got some bad astrological news. Oh boy. I went looking. I went looking for information on anybody who had any astrologers who had done articles on Greg Abbott. And the only one I could find was actually one of my favorite astrologers, Marjorie Orr. And she did an article, but it wasn't like the other day. But it was on August 11th, so it wasn't a million years ago. All right, there was it was on DeSantis and Greg Abbott. We won't talk about DeSantis right now. We can get to that. We can get to that some other day. But today we're talking about Abbott. We don't know what time he was born, but we know the date. He was born on November 13th, 1957 in Wichita Falls, Texas. One thing I noticed was that his Mars, the force, what you do, how you act, take act. Queen the Empress, Autumn, did you get to look at that? Look at what? What? I missed something. Anyway, Jolly says, oh, goody, astrology time. Oh, boy. Well, I know I lose some of you on this, but Mars is how you act, your force, what you do. It is exactly in the same place, as Neptune in his chart. Neptune diffuses. It is, what did I hear it called? It was like, I was reading, what was it? Neptune is Lord of the immaterial, something like that. It was just, I'll have to find it. I'll have to look for it again. I was reading a book about astrology, but Neptune diffuses, and but it's also, if you remember, if you have Mercury, how you communicate, and you've got Mercury and Neptune, you put them together. You put them in the same place. I have them in the same place in my chart. I have Mercury, how I communicate. I have Venus, how and what I love. And I don't have a trident handy, so I'll just go like this. And I have Neptune in the exact same place in my chart. I love to write fiction. I love communicating stories, art, creating overlays. Okay? When you have them in the same place, the energy all blends together. Okay? Now, if you have, like Trump, you have Mercury. Sorry. Yeah. You've got Mercury communicating. You've got Neptune. I'll do this. That's easier. So you've got the communicator, right? Mercury, and you've got Neptune. If they are 45 degrees away from each other. No. Why did I say 45? I meant 90. Why did I say 45? They're 90 degrees away from each other. So they're in a square. In a circle. Think of a square. 360 degrees. Circle's 360. Square's 90 degrees. Okay? If they're at a square to each other, what will happen is the energy grinds against each other. And it can either make you, if you take that energy in a good way, it will be hard to communicate, but you will eventually be a better communicator in the long run because of it. Now, if you do not take the high road, and when on God's green earth has Trump ever taken the high road, it can make you an unbelievably consistent liar. Because truth and fiction, or communication and fiction, it's a mess. Well, so that's Neptune and that's Neptune and Mercury with Trump and whatnot. But back to Abbott's. Sorry, back to Abbott's. So you've got that Neptune, right? That diffuse. Well, this is Mars, so it's how you act. And they're in the same place. So he acts. Neptune rules the 12th house of Pisces, which is institutions, spirituality, art. It's a hidden house. It diffuses things. And if you think about it, it would be acting through a fantasy. If you don't take the high road on that one, you're going to be acting out of fantasy. And that's what he's doing. Abbott he has his own, when he takes action, it's fantasy. It's based on that Mars is a fast moving planet, and Neptune is slower. So in a sense, Mars is sitting on that Neptune, and they're just fantasy. So that's what's going on there. Sorry, that was all the way around. There are more succinct ways to put that, but that's where we are. Sun Scorpio, and you know I'm a Scorpio. So if anything nasty you want to say about Scorpios, I've heard it. We ruled by Pluto. Pluto rules plutonium. Think of it that way. You can warm the toes of a million people in a city, and grandma's cocoa and the kitty toes, and so everyone is safe and snuggled up on a cold winter's night. Or you can explode and make the entire area uninhabitable for 10,000 years. And every day the Scorpio has that choice. That's why I don't like using my stinger. Years and years and years ago, I realized the damage that is caused by Scorpio stingers by other Scorpios I've had to deal with, and it was like, oh nay, nah, I'll just keep mine. Mine's just fine right there. I don't need to be using it. He's a Sun Scorpio. Whether or not he's using his stinger, well, you decide. His moon is in Leo. And Leo is let's just say the monarch of the zodiac. The question is, when you're dealing with Leo energy, no matter what planet it is, when you're dealing with Leo energy, the question is, are you going to be a benevolent ruler? Are you going to be a tyrant? Are you going to be childish? What kind of ruler are you going to be? Well, is he choosing to be a benevolent ruler? He has this emotional need, the moon, his emotional need to lead, to be the leader. Okay. So what kind of ruler are you going to be? And it is quite close to Uranus, the planet that spins on its side. It's the only one that axis is actually sideways. It's all about rebellion and freedom and both sides of the blue, technology, sometimes just weirdness. Free thinking, rebellious. You start putting the rebelliousness of Uranus, you start talking about the rebelliousness of Uranus and an emotional need to lead with the natural authoritarian tendencies of Scorpio. When Scorpios, I'm not saying they're all like that. Joe Biden's a Scorpio. But he's deciding every day, like everybody, which kind of Scorpio are you going to be? Because it's so intense and under so much pressure that you need control. You need to look underneath. You need to understand, and you can't. And having wussy little discussions with people about, let's do that. Oh, what about that? What about that? Unless it's the smart thing and you're using that higher version, the eagle, the phoenix of side of Scorpio, you're just like, no, it's my way. Fixed emotions. So that's his self, is that Scorpio intensity. Natural authoritarianism, if you take the low road. His emotional needs are to be the leader, can be just a wee bit self-centered. If it goes bad, if you're not using the high side, it can be just a little bit self-centered, just a little. In fact, the only moon I think might be more on the low road is maybe Aries, but at least Aries, if they take the low road, at least it's just kind of in their little circle of people. Leo, they want to lead. More people, the better. And that rebellious, I'm going to do it my way. This is not good. If you take the low road on those three things, that's not nice. And then he's acting on a fantasy. Yeah. So I haven't really even looked at the aspects yet, that sort of thing. But this is not pretty. So that's who we're dealing with. Now, as far as what's going to happen, Marjorie Orr was saying, Greg Abbott, governor of Texas. But the main thing she was talking about here with what is coming up to him is she was actually talking about midpoints. And I honestly, I'm not yet as deep into astrology to really work with midpoints. And midpoints are when you've got your sun here, you got your moon there. Well, the energy of the two is going to meld at the exact midpoint between them. And so my sun is in the middle of Scorpio. My moon is in the middle of Cancer. You bring them to, you go to the midpoint, and it's in it's actually in Virgo. It shouldn't be. Anyway, it has to do with where. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is, it isn't in Leo. It should be, but it's not. No, that's right. There. Yes, it's in Virgo. Duh. Okay. A little scattered today. So anytime anything goes over, deals with that midpoint between the two, goes over that, it will resonate with both of those. So she uses midpoints, and that's really the main thing she's talking about here. Which means there must not have been much there as far as the other transits or things that should normally look at. She said back on August 11th that he's in a guttle and a muddle this year. I like that, guttle and a muddle this year. And Neptune opposing midpoint, Saturn square, transiting Saturn, transiting Uranus, colliding with his Uranus. And all these different midpoints until early 2022. But thereafter, he looks more upbeat and confident in January and again August to early December 2022. With transiting Pluto energizing two of his Jupiter midpoints. And Jupiter is expansive and lucky and can also be a blowhard. Not all of his plans will work out, but he looks fairly buoyant. Where he hits the skids is in 2025, 2026, with transiting Pluto square his Mars and Neptune in Scorpio. Remember the acting on the fantasy? Pluto in the sky is going to square that and just grind all that down to mush. So I'll see what else I can find out. But for right now, the astrology of Greg Abbott is a lot better than we want it to be. The energy, yeah. I'll check. I'll keep checking. So that's that. Yes, poor Texas. Queen the Empress saying patience, focus, rest, fasting, and prayer. Yes. And kitties, are you awake? Boo boo. Bailey boo. Boo boo. Hey. 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 Yes. You want to come down here? Yeah, like I'm cleaning my arm. Yes. You want to come here? Oh, I'm yawning. I'm washing my face. Okay. I tried. Okay. Thank you, IT guy. Thank you. Just good kitty. Yes, he is. All right, so let's read on some other things that maybe won't make my head explode. Um, 12130. M. Kelpie had a question. Of the 4 subpoenas served and ignored, will anyone go to jail? They haven't gone after Meadows and Patel, or is it the other guy? Because apparently they are still trying to work out the logistics with the committee, which doesn't, it's like, why? No, you say, oh, you be here on this date, and I don't care what your schedule looks like. But, okay. Dave says, Boo Boo is super cool. Oh, yes, he's a good kitty. We should come down here. So, morons. You who are very likely deeply, deeply involved in setting up the insurrection, any of you going to end up in jail? Patel? Yep. Is it Scavino is the other one? There was a delay with Scavino because, of course, they couldn't find him. He was on social media, but he was hiding, I guess, at Mar-a-Lago. So, Queen of Pentacles. Okay, they are Republicans. They are part of that establishment. Okay. And notice, I think it's interesting. Suddenly, we're not getting quite as many wand cards, which is the extremists, which is the Trump side of things. We're getting more and more of these. Oh no, I'm not extreme. I'm just a plain old Republican. I'm not extreme. Don't mind me. Oh, I'll do Merrick Garland's chart. I'll get there. Knight of Cups. Knight of Swords. 5 of Wands. 3 of Swords. 7 of Cups. Okay. Basically, not only there are the Democrats, the people on the committee who are fighting for justice. They're willing to use the machinery of law enforcement to get it done. This has to do with the insurrection, but it also has to do with I didn't do. Oh no, it was him. It was. Oh no, these are to some extent these are people. No, you're the one who called for that. Oh no, you were the one. How dare you say that? You can just caption. I was way off here to the side. I wasn't doing anything. Oh please, you were right in the middle of everything. why I oughta. Thank you, Diana. The three of swords here, that is some legal pain. And the Democrats working their way through the fog to say, wait, this was happening here, that was actually happening there. This is pulling the truth out of what really happened out of the fog. So I don't know about jail time, but there's some legal pain here. There is some legal pain there, and some fear of legal pain there. So for what it's worth. Oops. Need some kitty. Boo boo. Hey. When I don't want him here, he's right here. When I do want him here, he's not, because he's a cat. And I like that about them. They're independent. Bailey. Come here, sweetheart. No, I just got to look, and then I'm back to cleaning. No. Jean says, oh my gosh, I have to have a hot cocoa. Oh, that sounds so good. I do have thank you, Sandra. Thank you, guys. I do have a protein shake, so that's something. And actually, it's a chocolate protein shake, and I dumped it into my coffee from this morning. So actually got a mocha protein shake thing going here. All right, let me see if I can nip through, do a kind of lightning round. Okay. Where did we leave off? Eric has been asking for a couple of days now about Andrew Cuomo. So 127.30. Okay, what's going on with Andrew Cuomo? Electra says it's not hot chocolate weather. Electra says, meanwhile, it's 80 degrees where I live. Diana says, when can we buy the Boo Boo Taro coffee cup? Too cute. Oh, gosh. The days are just packed. I'm trying. I'm disappointed in myself. I've not been able to work that out, but my gosh, I'm trying. I soon. If only saying, whoa, who? What's going to happen to Andrew Cuomo? Judgment. Yeah, he's absolute. Judgment is raining down upon Cuomo. Yes. Hemmed in. Actually, and what he did to the women, making them feel hemmed in while he was swanning around. I don't think it's going to end well for him. I think that this is quiet as a tomb, but it doesn't feel like, oh, the legal stuff against him will disappear. No, it feels like after it's done, he's really up the creek. His political career is over, and he's gonna have some liability. So if you guys aren't putting things in all caps, I'm just assuming you're not talking to me. Sherry says, no pressure. They're just so darn cute. Oh, thank you. And I don't take it as pressure. I take it as a reminder to it done. If only saying, finally, a scandal-ridden New York governor replaced by a competent woman. Yeah. Yep. Okay, I hope that helps. I hope that helps, Erica. Oh, yeah, he's not coming back. 1:30:34. Very good question, Andy. 1:30:30. Michael Cohen served time as a co-conspirator number 2, but number 1 never did. Will he? Yes, please. Those of you who've been watching for a long time, you know that I do not understand why Trump was not arrested the minute, like the afternoon he left office. Like, leave the White House and report. You're being indicted. But that's just me. Andre from Astrology Alert, he had he played a clip from Michael Cohen talking about Trump on the Mea Culpa podcast, his Mea Culpa podcast, and not a whole lot of not exactly a love fest. Hermit. Trump's just been doing his thing. It's like, this is actually cute. This is something that we say in our family. Because my mother would drive us around when I was growing up, and even these days, if you're doing something and you get to a stop sign, or you're gonna stop sign, or gonna leave the driveway or whatever, and she looks over and she can't. You're a little bit too far forward. She says, sock in the dryer. And that means you sit back, because the joke is when you open the dryer, the reason you lose socks is because the socks are like, they're here. Hide in the corner. Like, hide back here. Then they won't see me, sock in the dryer. So that's the cute version. But that's what Trump's doing. Oh, you can't see me. You can't mess with me. Can't touch me. But evil sock in the dryer. Sock with a rock in it in the dryer. 10 of Cups, King of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. I do what I want. Knight of Cups, Page of Cups. They're going to do something about it. It's just not now. He's busy. He's still doing his shtick of, I won the election, I'm the greatest, blah, 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 blah. They'll get to it. I just wish it was now. Or 6 months ago. But I'll take what I can get. There he is. How are you? You come down? Gonna take his sweet time if he's gonna do it. Nope, we're gonna wash our face again. All right, there's more to read. There's more to read here. All right. I told you it's a buffet of questions. I have to fill out the buffet. Camera control. There, that's better. Okay. 1:34:30. Whew. White Dragon had a harrowing question. 1:34:30. Are the Chinese military making viruses that target ethnicity? Chris Martin saying, poor Autumn. I'm going to need a nice walk and a nap today. Dennis says, Boo Boo wants a pickup and delivery to the table. How you doing? No, he needs to. He's walking out for a moment. Chinese military making viruses that target ethnicity. Actually, the first thing that's hitting me is ethnicity is actually complicated. Makes for good sci-fi to think about stuff like this, but yeah, that would be a whole new level of Geneva Convention. Are you kidding me? Knight of Swords, Hermit, King of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, 7 of Cups. They're working on all kinds of stuff, but it's still too murky. It's not really possible right now. In the future, it probably could be at some point, but it's ethnicity is too complicated, actually, right now for modern science to create a virus that would just go after one, and also not spread to others. Yeah, it's not. We don't have the nobody has a capability yet. So, Michael Grant says biochemical warfare is the end of humanity. Yes. Joanne says, Autumn, I have a new perspective because he's still in our faces. We stay on high alert so we don't fall into complacency like we did when Obama was president and didn't vote in the midterms. Yes, it's good that he's still in our minds, but he should be waiting for his trial, like Cohen is, or like Cohen had to wait for his trial. All right. Good point. Good point. Okay, 138. Colleen had a question. Will social media in the long run turn out to be overall positive or negative for humanity? Bless whoever needs that ambulance. Social media, positive or negative for humanity? The energy's better. Whew. Wheel of Fortune. It can raise you up, it can lower you down. It kind of makes the wheel spin faster. The Wheel of Fortune spin faster. 7 of Wands, Strength. 7 of Swords, the Death card, and 6 of Pentacles. A lot of it is how mentally strong you are. To some extent, it's made some people stronger and better connected. It is really, really damaged some other people. But there's also a lot of information that's been stolen. And the way it is now will change. The social media platforms will have to change. for the better. They will have to, because just showing people with only what they already believe is not going to stand it, but it's going to take a while to it's going to take some improvements in technology and some competition before things change. But just having a look. So, okay. So there's that. Okay. Any more questions? 14030. Quick read on Bill Clinton. Oh, thank you, Colleen. Bill Clinton. Maybe I should start calling these the tarot buffet. Political tarot buffet. And if I hadn't just thought of that in the middle of a Mercury retrograde, it would be more likely to happen. Bill Clinton. Hey, Bill. He's got icky energy. I've read on much, much worse, but he's got icky energy. He's also more isolated than you might think. If you see him in when people are getting together and he's around, it's like he's happy to be included. There's almost like oh, what are we doing? Or you want to talk to me? Okay, good. I do think some of the things he's done wrong, he actually has taken. He feels mea culpa on some things. Not saying everything, but there's a little. But Knight of Wands. He's getting really good medical care. He has sepsis, I believe. He's on an antibiotic. He has had stents in his heart. He might need some ongoing medical care. See if I can get any more information on it. What do you think, Boo-Boo? Oh, and by the way, you guys are talking about the Havana. Isn't it the Havana Syndrome? They think it might be microwaves, a microwave weapon? Or are you talking, is it an actual Havana virus or something that I don't know anything about? Bill Clinton. Yeah, there's a lot of worry about his heart or surgery. These are surgery cards. Lovers, Knight of Cups, Ace of Cups. I'm not getting him passing over into the great beyond yet, but I'm getting him being very sick, and I'm getting icky gunk, and I'm getting maybe some surgeries or a whole lot of intravenous stuff, because there's a lot of sharp objects, and worry because there were a lot of sharp objects. So anyway, yeah, I hope he doesn't get any sicker. Yeah, syndrome, microwave. Yeah. 145. Let's look at the Havana Syndrome. Mandy was asking if the Havana Syndrome could be coming from a Russian satellite. What do you think, kitten? What do you think? Hello, boo-boo. Hello, good boy. Bailey, boo-boos, and kitties here, everybody. Oh, no. The giant white thing on your screen. What are you doing? What are you doing, good boy? You're very precious. Yes, you are. You're very precious. You're very precious. I need some of your good energy. We've been reading on really frustrating, horrible stuff. Need some good kitty time. No. Good boy. Good boy. Okay. What do you think? Havana Syndrome. Thank you. Havana Syndrome. Could it be from a Russian satellite? Strength. World. 3 of Cups. Justice. They will figure it out. It doesn't, I mean, in theory, it could be like something up in the air, but it doesn't feel like that. It feels like it's coming from ground level. Sandra says one story said maybe a van. Oh, do you want my lap? Oh, his toes are cold. He's a good boy. Yes, he is. He is a good boy. Making biscuits. Well, I'm going to be sitting here for a long time. Oh, thank you. Anything else on the Havana Syndrome? Magician. Oh, there's some diabolical. Yeah, this it feels very James Bond. Blofeld and his microwave weapon or whatever it is. All right, 6 of Pentacles. At least they're starting to recognize it as a real thing. At first they were just like, oh, it's not real. Yeah, because that's always helpful. Telling people things aren't real, that's always helpful. Yeah. It does a lot of damage. A lot of damage. A 10 of Pentacles. It's going to continue. I'm afraid it's going to continue. They'll be going after all kinds of different people. And how do you... They need to come up with some kind of detector, but they need to understand what it is first. So, yes, he is a pretty boy. I agree, Kay. He's a good boy. And now his toes are warm. So, well, there are some people working very hard, looking at every possibility of what could be causing this, who was around, what was around. Oh, yeah. There's 5 of Cups, Hierophant, and... Oh, it's going to be secret for a while. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. It's all right. You're okay. That's going to do it for me for today. Someone is started an electric mower outside, so I'm going to go. But I hope you have a wonderful day. It's okay. It's okay. You're all right. All right. I hope you do. I'll be back here tomorrow, as always, at noon. And then hopefully tomorrow or soon I'll be over on the Way of Positive Change and with Lauren. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Hang in there. We'll get through this. And yeah, I think I need some cocoa or something. I need some chocolate. Okay. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow.